Have you ever scratched an itch and thought nothing of it? Just dry skin, maybe a little heat rash, or an old shirt tag rubbing the wrong way? Most of us have. After all, a little itch here and there seems harmless, right? But what if that itch was your body's way of whispering something important, even urgent? As we age, our bodies stop shouting and start whispering. They no longer send loud, obvious signals like they used to. Instead, they give us subtle nudges, quiet discomforts, unusual fatigue, or, in this case, a persistent itch in a specific spot. And here's the surprising truth. Those itches may not be random at all. In fact, doctors and researchers have discovered that chronic itchiness in certain parts of the body, especially in adults over 65, can be early warning signs of deeper health issues. We're not talking about mosquito bites or poison ivy. We're talking about ongoing itchiness with no visible rash or allergy, often dismissed or ignored. And here's what's even more eye-opening. The location of that itch matters. From your lower legs to your upper back, from your scalp to your chest, each of these areas is tied to vital functions in your body: circulation, organ health, your nervous system, and even nutritional balance. That itch may be telling you that something's off and giving you a chance to catch it before it becomes serious. Let's be clear, not every itch is a sign of danger. But as we get older, we can't afford to ignore what our bodies are trying to tell us. What feels like a small inconvenience today might be a sign of poor blood flow, kidney or liver strain, chronic stress, or even nutrient deficiencies that can quietly affect our heart, brain, and overall well-being. But here's the good news. You have more control than you think. This article isn't meant to scare you. It's here to empower you, to help you recognize the signals, understand what they might mean, and know what you can do with small, manageable steps that support your health and independence. So if you've ever experienced a nagging itch that just won't go away, or if you're curious about the ways your body is trying to communicate with you as you age, keep reading. Because by the end of this article, you'll not only know which 4 areas of the body to watch for chronic itchiness, but you'll also understand what actions to take to improve your health, longevity, and quality of life, starting today. Your body is talking to you. It's time to listen. Area 1. Itchiness on the lower legs, when dry skin is really poor circulation in disguise. Let's start with one of the most common and most overlooked places where chronic itchiness shows up in older adults: the lower legs. If you've ever noticed that your calves, shins, or ankles seem unusually itchy, especially when there's no rash, no bug bite, and no new lotion to blame, you're not alone. Many older adults report persistent itching in this area. And while it's easy to dismiss it as just dry skin or a result of aging, the truth is, your body might be trying to tell you something far more serious. Doctors have found that chronic itchiness on the lower legs is often linked to poor blood circulation, particularly a condition called peripheral artery disease, PAD. PAD affects the small blood vessels in your limbs, usually the legs, and happens when arteries become narrowed or blocked by plaque buildup over time. The result? Less blood makes it to your lower limbs, and your skin and muscles start to show the effects. One of the earliest signs? That relentless itch. Why would poor circulation cause itchiness? It's actually pretty simple. Your skin needs healthy blood flow to stay hydrated, nourished, and resilient. When that blood flow is reduced, especially in areas farthest from the heart like the feet and calves, your skin begins to dry out. But it's not just surface dryness, it's a deeper kind of irritation that lotions alone can't fix, because the real issue is coming from within. Let's consider 2 men, Harold and Dennis, both in their early 80s. Harold makes a habit of walking around his neighborhood each morning. He stretches his legs, checks his feet regularly, and keeps his blood pressure in check. His skin feels normal, and he rarely complains about itching. Dennis, on the other hand, has slowed down quite a bit. He spends more time sitting, reading, watching TV, or resting indoors. Over the past few months, He's noticed his legs feel itchy almost every night, especially around his ankles. He's tried different creams and lotions. He even bought a humidifier, but nothing seems to help. What Dennis doesn't realize is that his body is quietly signaling that blood isn't flowing properly to his lower legs anymore. That itch he feels, especially when he's been sitting too long, is his body's way of waving a red flag. Here's why this matters. Poor circulation doesn't just affect the skin. Over time, it can weaken leg muscles, increase your risk of blood clots, and place extra strain on your heart. People with PAD are also more likely to experience heart attacks, strokes, and cognitive decline if the issue goes unaddressed. It's not just about the legs, it's about your whole cardiovascular system. You may have heard doctors refer to the legs as the second heart. That's because the muscles in your legs help pump blood back up toward the chest and brain. When circulation breaks down in your lower limbs, your entire body pays the price. Now, here's the good news. You can do something about it. The solution isn't complicated or expensive. In fact, it starts with movement, one of the best medicines for your circulation at any age. Gentle daily exercise like walking, leg lifts, or even standing up and stretching every hour can make a meaningful difference in how well blood moves through your body. If you've been more sedentary lately, start small. Walk around the house during commercial breaks. March in place at the kitchen counter. Raise your legs while seated to improve blood flow. Compression socks can also help support healthy circulation, especially if you're on your feet often or sit for long stretches. These specially designed socks apply gentle pressure to your lower legs, helping blood flow more efficiently. They're available at most pharmacies and come in easy-on/easy off styles for older adults. Don't forget the basics. Stay hydrated. Dehydrated skin is more prone to irritation. Watch your salt intake. High sodium levels contribute to poor circulation and swelling. Avoid tight clothing that restricts blood flow to the legs. And if you've noticed that itch on your lower legs has become a regular nightly occurrence, or it's paired with cold feet, numbness, or leg cramps, don't ignore it. Bring it up with your doctor. A simple test called an ankle brachial index, ABI, can check for PAD in just a few minutes using a blood pressure cuff. Remember, the goal isn't to panic, it's to pay attention. Because when your skin starts talking to you, even through something as subtle as an itch, it's worth listening. Sometimes what feels like a minor nuisance today could be a life-saving early warning tomorrow. Area 2. Itching on the upper or mid-back. Could it be your liver or kidneys calling for help? If you've ever had an itch right between your shoulder blades or smack in the middle of your back that seems to come out of nowhere and just won't quit, you're not alone. And while it's easy to blame it on dry skin, an old towel, or a scratchy shirt tag, persistent back itchiness, especially in the upper or mid-back, can be your body's way of saying something more serious is going on inside. In fact, doctors are now recognizing that chronic itchiness in this area may be an early warning sign of liver or kidney dysfunction, two vital organs that work silently around the clock to keep your body clean, balanced, and strong. Here's the thing, your skin is your largest organ, and it's often the first place to show signs that something's out of balance deep within. When your liver or kidneys begin to slow down, waste products and toxins that would normally be filtered out start to build up in your bloodstream. And for many people, the first signal of this toxic buildup is, you guessed it, itching, especially in places like the back, where nerve endings are dense and highly reactive. Let's take a closer look through the story of two women, both 76 years old, Dorothy and Janice. Dorothy has always stayed on top of her health. She drinks water throughout the day, goes for her annual checkups, and keeps her diet relatively clean. She hasn't had any issues with itching. Janice, on the other hand, has been feeling a little off for months. She's noticed she's more tired than usual. Her ankles look a little puffier in the evenings, and most notably, she started itching her back almost every night. There's no rash, no irritation she can see, She's tried new lotions, changed her detergent, even bought softer sheets, but nothing helps. The itching keeps coming back, and it's starting to affect her sleep. What Janice doesn't realize is that her body may be trying to warn her about early liver or kidney stress. And that discomfort on her back? It's not just skin deep. It could be a signal that these critical detoxifying organs are under strain. Now, that doesn't mean you need to panic, but it does mean you should pay attention, especially if the itching is persistent, gets worse at night, and doesn't respond to typical remedies like moisturizers or antihistamines. So how do the liver and kidneys cause itching? Let's start with the liver. One of its many jobs is to remove bile, a fluid that helps digest fat and carries away waste. But when liver function declines, bile salts can build up in your bloodstream, irritating the skin from the inside out. This kind of itch often gets worse in the evening and isn't limited to the back. It can show up on the arms, chest, or scalp too. But the back is a classic starting point. As for the kidneys, when they're not filtering waste efficiently, toxins like urea and creatinine can linger in the blood. This causes dryness, irritation, and widespread itchiness. In fact, over 40% of people with chronic kidney disease report chronic itching, often in the back and chest. Warning signs to watch for: persistent, unexplained itching on the back, especially at night; swelling in hands or feet; fatigue, poor appetite, or brain fog; changes in urination, color, frequency, or urgency. If these symptoms sound familiar, it's worth having a conversation with your doctor. A simple blood test can check for markers of liver and kidney health, like creatinine, BUN, GFR, liver enzymes, and bilirubin. These tests are quick, painless, and can give you peace of mind or early answers if something's off. Now here's what you can do at home to help support your liver and kidneys and potentially ease that nagging back itch. Stay well hydrated. Water helps both organs do their job more efficiently. Aim for around 8 cups a day, unless your doctor has told you otherwise. Cut back on processed foods. These often contain excess salt, sugar, and additives that can put unnecessary stress on your liver and kidneys. Watch your alcohol intake. Even moderate drinking can interfere with liver function as we age. Check your medications. Some over-the-counter or prescription drugs are processed through the liver or kidneys, and taking multiple medications at once may increase the load. Always ask your doctor or pharmacist about interactions and alternatives if you're concerned. And don't forget, sleep is healing. Poor sleep not only makes your body more stressed, but it also slows down the natural repair cycle that your liver and kidneys rely on. If your itching is disrupting your rest or daily comfort, you might also consider topical relief options like fragrance-free oatmeal lotions, cool compresses, or using a humidifier at night to keep your skin from drying out further. But again, these are just comfort measures. They won't address the root cause if your organs need support. So if you've been dealing with an annoying itch on your back that doesn't seem to have a cause, don't just shrug it off or reach for another bottle of lotion. Instead, take a moment to pause and ask, could my liver or kidneys be trying to tell me something? Your body doesn't send random signals, it sends quiet messages, and the sooner you listen, the more empowered you'll be to take care of your long-term health. Area 3, itchy scalp or neck, a hidden signal from your nervous system. You scratch your head a few times during the day. Maybe the back of your neck starts to feel itchy for no clear reason. You figure it's your shampoo, the pillowcase, or maybe the weather. So you change the products. You switch the laundry detergent. You buy a new hat or a new set of pillow covers. But the itching still lingers. If that sounds familiar, and especially if you're 65 or older, there may be something deeper going on beneath the surface. While occasional scalp or neck itchiness is nothing to worry about, persistent itching in this area, without flakes, rash, or allergy, can be your body's way of expressing something else entirely: stress, inflammation, or nervous system fatigue. It may surprise you to hear this, but your scalp and the back of your neck are two of the most sensitive, nerve-rich areas on your body. They're connected directly to your central nervous system. So when your mind and body are under constant low-level tension, whether from anxiety, loneliness, grief, or just feeling overwhelmed, those areas often react first. Let's look at two men, Leonard and Ray. Both are in their late 70s, both retired, both physically healthy on paper. Leonard spends time outside tending his small backyard garden. He calls his daughter every Sunday, enjoys his favorite crossword puzzle with coffee each morning, and even does 5 minutes of light breathing exercises before bed. His scalp? No issues. Ray, on the other hand, has been feeling unsettled. Since retiring, he's lost his sense of structure. He's sleeping poorly, worries more than he lets on, and spends a lot of time indoors. Over the past several weeks, he started to notice a constant itch on his scalp, then the back of his neck. No dandruff, no visible irritation, but the sensation just won't quit. Ray tries a new shampoo, but nothing changes. He switches pillows, no improvement. Eventually, it begins to affect his focus and sleep. What Ray doesn't realize is that his body is physically reacting to emotional tension. His nervous system, no longer recovering well from stress, is sounding a quiet alarm. As we age, our bodies change how they handle stress. The bounce back we once had after a bad day becomes slower. Our cortisol levels, the body's main stress hormone, stay elevated longer, which can disrupt sleep, digestion, immune function, and yes, even irritate the nerves in our scalp and neck, leading to that itch. This type of itchiness is sometimes referred to in medical literature as neurogenic itch, caused not by skin issues, but by changes in the nervous system's function or signals. Key signs of stress: scalp or neck itching, no visible rash, flakes, or irritation, worse during the evening or periods of rest, coincides with sleep issues, emotional fatigue, or anxiety, doesn't improve with typical shampoos or cream. Here's what's encouraging. Once you understand the why, you can take small steps to help your body and mind calm down and reduce that itch naturally. Start with your breath. Even just 5 to 10 minutes of deep breathing a day, in through the nose, out through the mouth, can lower your cortisol levels, soothe your nerves, and calm internal tension. Prioritize light movement. Walking, stretching, or gentle chair yoga supports blood flow and helps your nervous system reset. Even 2 10-minute walks a day can make a big difference. Reduce stimulation before bedtime. Turn off the news and bright screens at least an hour before sleep. Instead, listen to music, take a warm shower, or read a lighthearted book. Talk it out. Sometimes what your body needs most is connection. Whether it's a phone call with a friend, chatting with your spouse, or joining a small local group or club, talking to someone who listens can dramatically lower internal stress. Ray eventually started making small changes. He took short walks in the morning instead of jumping straight into the TV. He called his brother twice a week. He made it a habit to step outside, even if just to sit in the sun for 15 minutes. Gradually, the itch began to fade, not because of a new lotion, but because his nervous system was finally getting the rest it needed. If you're experiencing that same itch on your scalp or neck and can't seem to explain it away, it may be time to turn your attention inward, not just to your skin, but to your mind, your mood, and your routine. Ask yourself, am I feeling more tense or restless lately? Am I sleeping well? Am I spending enough time outdoors or connecting with others? You don't have to meditate for an hour or book a therapist tomorrow, but even a few intentional, calming choices each day can help soothe the nervous system, and with it, that lingering itch. Because sometimes the body doesn't yell when it's under stress, it whispers. And one of the first places it whispers is right at the top of your head, or the back of your neck. Don't brush it off. Listen with care. Respond, with kindness. Your nervous system will thank you, and you just might find that your peace returns along with your comfort. Area 4. Itching on the chest or abdomen, a quiet cry for nutrition. We often think of nutrition in terms of energy, weight, or digestion, but your skin is one of the first places to show when something's missing inside. And one area where this shows up more often than people realize? The chest and belly. If you've noticed a persistent, unexplained itch around your chest, stomach, or even along your rib cage, it could be more than dry skin or a laundry detergent issue. In older adults, ongoing itchiness in this central part of the body is often linked to nutritional deficiencies or problems absorbing key nutrients, especially as the digestive system changes with age. And the most surprising part? You don't have to be underweight or frail for this to happen. Let's look at two women, Joyce and Elaine, both 81 years old. Joyce still enjoys making simple, colorful meals. Some grilled chicken, a few greens, a handful of berries. She doesn't eat as much as she used to, but she's mindful about variety and getting enough protein. Her energy is steady, and her skin feels normal. Elaine, however, has slowly lost interest in eating. Her appetite isn't what it used to be, and meals have become more of a chore than a pleasure. Most days she grabs a can of soup, crackers, or just skips meals altogether. Recently, she's been dealing with a nagging itch across her chest and stomach, especially in the evening. There's no rash, no redness, just irritation. She's changed her soap, tried fragrance-free lotions, even switched to cotton shirts. Nothing works. What Elaine doesn't realize is that her skin is telling a story of what her body is no longer getting enough of. Vitamins, minerals, and healthy fats that keep the skin supple, the nerves calm, and the immune system strong. Here's why this happens. As we age, our ability to absorb nutrients declines, especially vitamin B12, magnesium, zinc, and essential fatty acids. These nutrients play a critical role in skin health, nerve signaling, and tissue repair. When the body starts running low, the skin, especially in nerve-dense areas like the chest and abdomen, can become irritated, overly sensitive, or chronically itchy. And it's not just about dry skin. This kind of itch often happens without any visible symptoms, but may be accompanied by other subtle signs, such as feeling full quickly, unexplained fatigue, brain fog, tingling in the hands or feet, hair thinning or brittle nails. This condition, called subclinical malnutrition, is surprisingly common in older adults, even those who appear to be eating enough. The truth is, you can maintain the same weight but still be missing the nutrients your body needs to function at its best. If left unaddressed, nutrient deficiencies don't just affect your skin. They can weaken muscles, lower immunity, impact memory, and even increase the risk of falls or slow healing from everyday injuries. But here's the good news. This is one of the most fixable causes of chronic itchiness, and the solution doesn't require a dramatic diet overhaul. Start by adding nutrient-rich mini-foods to your day. A boiled egg, a small handful of almonds or walnuts, a piece of salmon or canned tuna, a cup of leafy greens with olive oil, a banana or some berries, a quality multivitamin with your doctor's approval. These simple additions can make a big difference over time, especially if you've been skipping meals or relying on highly processed snacks. Hydration is also key. As your fluid levels drop, your skin loses moisture from the inside out. Aim for 6-8 cups of water daily, or sip on herbal tea if that's easier on the stomach. And don't underestimate the power of healthy fats, like avocado, olive oil, and omega-3s from fatty fish or supplements. These nourish your skin at the cellular level and reduce inflammation that can worsen itchiness. If your appetite has changed or meals feel like too much work lately, consider meal prep help from family or services like Meals on Wheels, which provide nutritious, senior-friendly meals with balanced nutrients. And here's one more important note. If you've noticed chronic itchiness and are taking medications, Ask your doctor if any of them may be interfering with nutrient absorption. Some prescriptions, especially acid reducers, diuretics, and certain antibiotics, can block your body's ability to absorb key vitamins over time. Let's come back to Elaine. Once she realized her body might be undernourished, not in calories, but in nutrients, she made small, consistent changes. She added an egg to her breakfast, sprinkled some ground flaxseed into her yogurt, and took a gentle multivitamin recommended by her doctor. Within a few weeks, she noticed the itch was less intense, her sleep improved, and so did her mood. So if you've been scratching your belly or chest without knowing why, especially if you've lost interest in food or feel like your meals are getting lighter and lighter, consider this a gentle tap on the shoulder. Your body might be hungry for something deeper. It's not about eating more, it's about eating better. Because when you feed your body what it truly needs, your skin feels better, and so do you. At this point, you've learned something that many people, at any age, still overlook. Your skin is more than just a surface. It's a mirror of what's happening inside your body. That persistent itch, it may not just be dryness or irritation. It could be your body's gentle way of saying, "Hey, something's not right, please pay attention." Whether it's your lower legs quietly warning of poor circulation, your mid-back reflecting stress on your liver or kidneys, your scalp and neck expressing emotional tension, or your chest signaling hidden nutritional deficiencies, these subtle signs matter. And the most powerful takeaway of all is this: most of these early warnings are manageable, even reversible, when we act early. You don't have to wait until something becomes painful, scary, or debilitating. You can begin with something as small as taking a walk today, adding a handful of walnuts to your breakfast, drinking an extra glass of water, or simply checking in with your doctor. In a world where so much of aging is focused on decline, let this be a reminder that awareness is your greatest strength. You are not helpless, you are wise, and the more you listen to your body's quiet messages, the more equipped you are to live with strength, comfort, and clarity. If even one of these itchy signals sounded familiar to you or reminded you of someone you care about, don't ignore it. Take it as a loving nudge from your own body, a chance to check in, a chance to make a small change today that could lead to a stronger tomorrow. And if none of the symptoms applied to you right now, that's wonderful. But now you're equipped with knowledge that can help you stay ahead of future issues and share with friends, siblings, or neighbors who might be brushing off these same signals. Before we close, I'd love to hear from you. Which part of today's video spoke to you the most? Have you experienced any of these subtle signs yourself or noticed them in someone you love? Please take a moment to scroll down and leave a comment below. Your voice matters, and your story could be just what someone else needs to hear today. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We create gentle, thoughtful content designed to help you understand your body, protect your health, and age with grace, independence, and dignity. Tap the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. We've got more helpful insights coming your way. Thank you for spending your time with us today. Remember, every itch tells a story, and when you take the time to listen, you give yourself the greatest gift of all, a healthier, more empowered life. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.